It's Monday. Oh, and we back with another one. Man, how y'all doing on this Monday? Are you ready to trade? This is an important week because we're ending the month. And there's some things that are happening and taking place within this month that we got to prepare for, that we got to be ready for. We got news. Oh, yeah. We got some important news coming out this week. So we got to be careful. We got to understand that, hey, things are not going to be easy this week. It's going to be a lot of liquidity. But I'm going to go ahead and warn you, it's not going to be easy. And you got to be prepared as a trader to be able to take on whatever comes our way. In which we'll be able to do so. I think we're going to have a good week this week. How y'all doing on today? Man, I am glad everybody is here. Clap it up for yourselves for another week, ending the month on strong. But we got some important stuff we got to talk about. We got some important stuff we got to talk about. Important stuff we got to go over and discuss on today. So before we do that, let's go ahead and get our live shared out on Twitter this morning. Did any of you catch the weekly bias show on yesterday? If you did not catch our weekly bias on yesterday, I highly advise you go and catch that so that you can be up to par with what it is that we have going on throughout the week. Now, let's get straight to it. So we got news coming up this week. The market opens in about 26 minutes. And we have important news coming out this week. What? Yeah, we got important news coming out this week. And if you don't know, we're going to take a look at that. For those who do not know what's coming up this week, I'm going to pull up our calendar. And as we get our calendar prepared and ready for you, here we go, United States. I'm going to switch over to show you what news we have on this week. And oh yeah, it's a red folder week. We got Fed interest rate decision and the Fed press conference coming up on Wednesday in 2 days. 2 days, we have important news coming up. So we have to prepare ourselves for these 2 days here on what's to come. We have to also be prepared for anything that the market may throw our way as far as news when it comes to President Trump and what happens on Truth Social. So now that we have that figured out and we kind of have a great idea as to what is happening and taking place on the week, those of you who have not grabbed the newsletter, the weekly newsletter, I highly advise you go and grab that. I highly advise that you go and grab that. Don't hesitate. Go ahead and grab that so that you can understand what is happening, what is taking place. Here's our new lever traders market breakdown and institutional order flow analysis that we give out every single week, right? And this helps us trade. This helps us trade. This helps puts us in the best position in order to be successful when it comes to futures trading and when it comes to crypto too as well. So it gives us an oversight and an overview as to what we're doing. Now, let's go over our trading rules for the week. We want to avoid the mid-range chop. We don't want to take trades in the middle 50% of any established range. We don't want to do that. We want to wait for price to reach extreme premium or discount zones. Before we take any trade, understand this. The requirements of what you need is displacement. A sweep without aggressive displacement means you won't have any energy or momentum. It is simply a range extension, not a reversal. And we're going to manage risk strictly. Keep position size aligned with account drawdown parameters, especially when trading funded evaluations or live prop accounts. All right. So those are the trading rules for you this week. Understand we got important news with the Fed rate and decision and press conference happening. So let's get to the charts. I just want you all to be careful, man. That's it. That's it. The careful you are and you take what comes your way, you're going to be good. You have nothing to worry about at all, especially for my beginner traders. You have nothing to worry about. Trading in the live market is difficult at times for those of you who first start, but I promise you, you got to find some sense of comfortability within what you see with your eyes and then what it is of what you see, period, to be confident within yourself to be able to take trades. So we're going to be trading ES. We may trade NQ. I'm not sure. But we definitely be trading ES. So let's take a look at the charts here, man, what we got going on. So we have our new week opening gap. We have our new week opening gap right here. And last night, when the market opened last night, it created this gap here and started trending a little bit higher, looking as though it was coming to take previous week high for today. Grabbing probably previous week high liquidity. So if you missed us going live on yesterday, what did I say on yesterday was pretty much going to happen? Let's see if we can find that replay on yesterday. I told you what was going to happen on yesterday. So on yesterday, let's just go here. We're going to go to live. We're going to go to weekly bias. I just want to see if everything played out on what we said in our weekly bias on yesterday. Did that happen? Sometimes you have to give yourself a little bit of confirmation, right? So look at this. On yesterday, on the show on yesterday, last night, if you tuned in when I talked about what I'm going to see, I went to the 1 hour chart. When I went to the 1 hour chart, I said, look, we created this gap here on new week opening gap, right? We created the gap. And once we created the gap, I said, what we're going to do is we're going to trend to this high here. And then we're going to start consolidating, accumulating. That means that we're about to have our trading model present itself right on Monday. We literally called it out. We said we was going to trade to this high and we were going to consolidate. Right? What happened? We traded to this gap here and we consolidated. Now, I don't hold a crystal ball in my hand at all, period. But one thing that I do know is our model is presenting itself for this Monday already. And if we went through Asia and London like this, what is the next move? What is the next move? Those of you who tuning in into the chat, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and let us know whether you're going to be trading on today. But like I was saying, when you see things like this happen and take place, right? From our weekly bias, we literally called out what was going to happen, and it happened and it presented itself. Now what we're going to see, what we want to see is this. Either we get that manipulated move to previous week high and start distributing back down. That's a possibility, right? Or do we trade below midnight open, right? Getting a manipulated move here and then coming back to take out previous week high. But I most likely think it'll be this way and on down. That's me. What are your thoughts on that? And y'all, we do got our iced coffee this morning. Man, I think it's always refreshing. So here our new week opening gap. We got about 16 minutes until the market opens. So let's go ahead and do our rundown of the market and what we have. Here's gold. I'm sorry. Here's gold. So gold is now pulling back into its new week opening gap. As you can see right here. So it's looking on a draw on liquidity that might be here at around 40.53, 40.54.3. So I'll be paying attention to this level in this zone here, looking at gold. Same thing for silver. Silver has traded into its week opening gap too as well. And that level of what you want to look out for on silver is around previous day low at 57.350, or first initial stop is at 57.50, 56, 57.58 to be exact. I'll be paying attention to those if I were you. MNQ. You can see the same thing with MNQ2 as well. Right? Swept previous day high. And now it's looking to probably trade back into this gap here and fill this. Looking to come and sweep previous day low. But you still have resting liquidity at previous week high. So that bias, that accumulation, that manipulated move could come back here, giving us the momentum to come back up and take out previous week high. It's just something to pay a close attention to for today. Now, we are trading above midnight open. We have our stats. Let's put up our stats when we do trade above midnight open. What do we see? When we are below midnight open, we have a 69% long succeed rate, right? So if you're looking for longs back up to midnight open, they succeed. when we are above midnight open, right? Shorts succeed back down at a 58% rate. So once the market determines whether it wants to trade higher with the manipulated move at market open, or if it wants to go lower to catch shorts below midnight open, and then we go higher from there to grab liquidity, that's something that we want to pay close attention to. So we'll keep our eyes open on those things. We have about 17 minutes until the market open. There's something that I want to go and take a look at though before we get started. There is something that I want to go and take a look at. And I just want to be a little bit nosy with NVIDIA. But I also heard some good things, y'all, that starting today, and I'm going to go ahead and go here. Tradeify is allowing you to trade stocks like NVIDIA and things of those sorts. That starts today. So if I were you, and if you like to trade stocks outside of futures, then this is an opportunity for you to come over here and to trade. $25K accounts is $65 one-time payment. 50K accounts, $99. So Tradeify might be something you want to take a look into. They are allowing you to trade stocks starting today. So that's huge. That's huge. For those of you who like to trade stocks, that's an opportunity right there. So let's get ourselves prepared for today. Now, as you know, I like to mark out this specific range here prior to us trading ES. So 3 o'clock. Let's take this off. So you see that move that happened between 3 and 7, that nice long that you could have used this as a, well, the order block started here, price rallies up, pulls back here. If you would have entered here at around 330, 345, you could have took a nice long there, back up into this level. But this is an important level that we're going to be paying attention to. I'm going to change the color of this, because anytime that we are above, anytime that we are above 12 a.m., I want to understand and know, well, what is actually happening here? And as you can see, we're in some form of like a double top that's here. You can see price pulling back, looking to come down to sweep this previous day high. That's here. Coming to this level a little bit below midnight open. Do we get the manipulated move here? Is what I'm looking to see. And then we turn up to take out previous week high with resting liquidity that is up here. That's something that I want to look and pay attention to. So we got about 8 minutes until the market opens. Do we trade back into this gap here and then look to continue higher with these relative equal highs that we have here at previous week high at 75.60? 75.60. That's something that I want to be taking a look at. But if you look at the overall trend of what we're in, right? It gives this here. And I've seen this pattern happen and play itself out a lot. When you have a bottom here, price comes here, and then starts to come back like this, right? You can kind of see that here, right? Boom, boom, price coming here to do this and come like this. So that would be accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So I'm looking for power of 3 to happen and take place. And like how we said in our weekly bias on last night, what did I say? Once we gapped up, the possibility of what we were going to do, right? And when we recorded this last night, look, it was around 6:09 when we recorded this last night. I said, we're just going to consolidate here for the rest of the night. We're going to gap up, come to this high, and we're just going to consolidate for the rest of the night. That gives us our accumulation. We have to now know that the next move is going to be manipulation. Then we're going to get distribution. So our first initial bias has played itself out so far as we get ready to enter into New York session. So you can see it right here. Gap up, and we just consolidated. Come out, take a sweep this high, and we just been consolidating since. So let's see what the manipulated move is. Then we'll be able to take our trades for today. Why do I keep marking? There we go. But we had this alert set last night because I knew once we traded back around where this alert is, of this first alert that I have that's set right here, I was like, okay, this is going to let me know that we're either staying up, right above new week opening gap, and we haven't traded back into it, and that's a strong possibility. And we could either get that during the sweep of previous week high, coming back, trading back lower, taking out new week opening gap. That's a possibility that I want to keep my eyes open to. Because when you go and you look at gold, one thing that we haven't checked, and we need to check real quick, but when you take a look at gold and silver, they already done that. Starting to trade into their new week opening gaps, as you can see. Same thing with silver. See it with silver. One thing that we have not checked is the dollar. And the dollar has traded into its new week opening gap, coming to sweep previous week high. That is something that is big, because if the dollar is showing itself strong here, look at this double bottom coming off of this. Here, let me show y'all this on a higher time frame. When you see this on a higher time frame, We were in this bull flag here. We break out, combat, retest, and now we're pushing up, coming to sweep liquidity that's here on the dollar. The dollar is super strong. That means oil, okay, is going to be strong today. It already done swept previous week high, previous day high. Now it's pulling back a little bit. It did that on last night. You drop down to a lower time frame. You're going to see oil get ready to start pushing itself back up, being very strong because the dollar is strong. So it's going to help us determine our bias even more stronger on today. Because as this push up, once this start rallying down, that means that what? ES and NQ. Go take a look at NQ. Look at NQ pulling back already. It's pulling back because the dollar is showing itself strong. So as the dollar shows itself strong, it's going to pull back. Once the dollar sweep previous week high and starts to retrace back, that's where we get the reversal to start coming up towards our previous week high, getting ready to sweep it. So that's what I'm looking for on today. So we got about 2 minutes until the market opens. Let's be prepared and ready for that. And we have our trading rules for today. If you don't know what our trading rules were for this week, we want to keep our position size aligned with account drawdown parameters. That means don't be greedy this week. There's no reason to. We have Fed rate decision coming up. There's no reason to be greedy. Make sure everything of what you need in a trade is going to be there, so you can have the energy and momentum to be able to reach your TPs. And we do not want to take trades in the middle of 50% of any established range. So that means we don't want to be trading consolidation at all, period. We don't want to get caught up in none of that, okay? So we got to be very smart. We have about 1 minute until the market opens, and the market is now open. So let's see what we get. One second while I open up my accounts real quick to trade. Y'all, I honestly don't know how to feel when it comes to deciding on what I want to trade on this week. We're definitely going to trade our funded today. We're definitely going to trade our funded. So we're going to get its time to pop up because obviously trading view has slowed down for some reason. I may have to close it and open it back up. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, so we back in action. All So we got our trade of 8 open. And what account are we trading to? All right, so we ready to go. So we are looking bearish this morning. We are stuck within this bearish shorter block that's here. So if I drop down to a 5-minute, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. This here. So we are trading lower. And if we are trading lower there, let's take a look and keep our eye on. I want to add something up here for us to be taking a look at. And that's that dollar coming to take out buy side. Once this move finished with the dollar, if the dollar starts to reverse, that's when we can start looking for longs. Okay. What's going on, buddy? How you doing this morning? I'm gonna call you DJ. Do you mind if I call you DJ? I see DJ in the middle of your name. Olaji1. Oladi1. What's going on, Oladi1? I don't want to make a move yet until I have full understanding as to what is going to happen with the dollar. Once I have a full understanding of what's going to happen with the dollar, then I'll be looking to be able to take some moves. But as of right now, I'm not taking anything as of yet. I see the dollar showing itself strong. It's looking to want to crack here at 101.200. So I want to see that initial push higher to take out 101.200. We get a sweep there. Price starts reversing back. Then I want to look for longs below midnight open here to come and start heading towards previous week high. So let's see if we could get that for today. Right now, I'm determining what my risk factor is going to be. I'm just not sure on what my risk factor is going to be on today. I'm just not sure. I know I'm cutting risk, but I don't know exactly what my risk factor will be on today. Look at this break of what we have in here. If we drop down to a 3-minute chart, you see that bullish move once it came down to previous day high here? That's acting like a sweep of liquidity. That's like sweeping sell side. See, you had a little liquidity there, comes, it touches inside it. Strong bullish candle here. If we get displacement above this level here, we may be able to see what we can do. Later on, we will be going over our ebook. You can find that in the description. It's listed in the description. So we will be going over some educational tools that's within the ebook of our trading model and how we trade. So that could be something to be able to help you. What will we be going over today? Break of structure, market structure shifts. I want you to be able to understand that. So we will be going over that on today. And again, if you want that ebook, it is listed in the description below, as well as other resources. So what was interesting of what happened here, and what I'm keeping my eye on, is this. And we're looking at this obviously from the 3-minute chart. So if I was to drop down to the 2-minute, you'll be able to see this. We were looking at this here, right? We had somewhat of a fair value gap that formed here, but obviously price reversed and traced. So why did we not take this here? Why did we not take this trade when the market showed buyers here very strong and the pullback? Why didn't we enter into this? Well, the reason for that is when we take a look at our higher time frame, is giving us what? What is our higher time frame giving us? We could literally take this off right here. There's no need to having that. Our higher time frame is giving us that, hey, within this 4-hour candle that has about 19 minutes left, we have been bearish on this candle here. So obviously us being still stuck in this order block that we have that's marked here is bearish. We did not break above this or close any candles above this. So when there was no candle closure and us not breaking above this, there was no reason for us to enter or take a trade. So as of right now, we're just sitting on our hands. We're looking at the 1-minute time frame. So what I'm going to do is, while we're sitting here waiting for that, right? While we're sitting here waiting for that, I want to pull up, uh, here, we can log in right here, make this easier. I want to go ahead and pull up our ebook. So we said that we were going to be going over, look at that displacement candle that's there. That's nice. We want to see that. All right, so here, I'm going to pull this up, put this right here. And all right, so we were talking about market structure shift and when the trend flips, right? It is vital. This is in our ebook. So if you want this, I highly advise you to go into the description, and you will be able to find this in the description under resources. Market structure shift, when the trend flips, it is vital to distinguish between a standard break of structure and a market structure shift. A break of structure occurs when price continues moving in the direction of the dominant trend. A market structure shift represents a fundamental change in trend direction, characterized by a violent displaced push that breaks the last key swing high or low. The shift is confirmed only when a strong displacement candle forcefully closes past its recent structural anchor, signaling that the algorithm has officially shifted its short-term delivery bias. And as you can see, here's an example here. And when we go to the charts, we can show you another live example of that. Okay. Another live example of that is when you go back here, right? When the trend was high here, and this broke, what did that tell you? Y'all, we could have taken these shorts here. But we are below midnight open, so we're going to allow this to play itself out before we determine our true initial. I think this is the manipulation, and we want to get the distribution a little bit higher. So when we broke structure here, right, where you see this is a break of structure. So you can see the uptrend, right? Price consolidated here. You had a break of structure with a strong displacement candle, right? Price comes right back and enters into this fair value gap, right? And you could have entered into a short here, held through volatility here, and here's your distribution here, right? So there's two ways you could have traded that. And we're looking at this on the 5 minute. So once you had break of structure here and you had displacement, you could have entered into the shorts, set your stop loss above this high here, and you could have rode this literally on down to catch this beautiful trade. That would have been a trade for you if you trade in the pre-market, if you were trading this in London, right? So that means at 7 o'clock, once this broke structure, this is a break of structure, full displacement candle here, price comes back, enters into this fair value gap. If I show you on the lower time frame, you'll be able to see what I was talking about. You set your stop loss above this high, it'll be something like this. Set your stop loss above this high here, right? You catch your break of structure here. This is where you enter into the trade. Boom. Right? To ride these shorts all the way down. but your stop would have been above this high. Therefore, you wouldn't have got wicked out of the trade. You, if you were a person who said, "Hey, I think this is going to be bearish for a while. I want to hold this all the way to new week opening gap, or at least touching new week opening gap," you could have done that. Obviously, you would have went in drawdown, and you would have broke even. You could have taken profits here at this level at $74.99, in which most likely I would have done, and would have been out of the trade. So the trade would have been like this on that break of structure. Boom, boom. Beautiful. Right? So that's how you trade break of structures and market structure shifts. You have to understand the difference between those two. So we are now below midnight open. We go here to the 15-minute. You can see that we have traded below midnight open. So let's see. How this plays itself out. So this was our manipulated move. That's for those of you who don't know. So we're just going to exercise a little bit more patience here. So what I see here, this was kind of like a double top that played itself out, right? So once this ends here, we may get a sweep here below this level where we have marked out at 74.8675. Price, we may get a little continuation down here before we look to reverse and start trading back up. But we'll see. So we got about 8 minutes till 10 o'clock. So did any of you understand what we was talking about when it came to market structure shifts and breaking structure? Did y'all understand that part? If you want our ebook, you see price starting to come back down. 74.86, 75 is what I want to see. If you want that, it is in our description below, as well as our advanced trading course too as well, under resources. Look under the resources in the description. If you would like to schedule a one-on-one, you get a 1 hour free consultation with me so we could discuss your trading model. Therefore, we could get you to move into a place of finding strong levels of consistency. This was a clean double top pattern, guys, that played itself out. Very clean double top. See that? Very clean double top pattern that played itself out here. So this is the manipulated move. Where a lot of people probably be dropping in a lot of size, thinking that, hey, we're finna get ready to, distribute fully down for the rest of the day. I don't think so. I think we got the accumulation, the manipulation, in which we said this morning, we wanted to know, hey, which side is it going to take? And we see gold trading back into new week opening gap. We see silver trading into new week opening gap. So if those things happen, then hey, it's only fitting that we get what? Accumulation here, manipulation there, and then we start distributing higher. That's what I'm looking for. So here we are approaching our next key level here. What we got, I have an alert set here. Because I was like, man, if we're going to start trading below 74.86 after a sweep of previous week high, we can start looking for some positions So we see this liquidity that's sitting right here. It's getting ready to be taken out from our new week opening gap. These are Asia lows. Asia lows here. So we just swept Asia lows. So now with us sweeping Asia lows, we just want to be a little bit patient. Also, what are our stats when we are trading below midnight open? 69% of our loans succeed when we are trading back to midnight open when we are below it, okay? So Based upon our chances, guys, we have a opportunity for a high A plus setup. That's a 70% chance to nail and to hit on. So I'm cool with being patient. We got about 2 minutes until 10 o'clock. And guess what? What do we like around this time frame? Around 10 o'clock. For those of you who don't know, what do we like during this time frame? I got something. Another gem that I'm willing to give out today. I know it, man. I've been giving out gems for for quite some time. Even on last week, we gave out a lot of gems on last week. But here's one thing that I want to give y'all, and why it's important to understand time frames, right? Our time frames matter to us. And most people don't trade based upon time frames. They don't. Look at that. The market is just bleeding through a new week opening gap. These would have been beautiful to take the shorts on. So we're 1 minute away from 10 o'clock. And I want to show you why. Jeremy, is this in our ebook? Look. We're looking for silver bullet. Macro engine activates. So we have a chance to get that silver bullet trade at 10 o'clock. It is now 10 o'clock. So we're going to get ready. That pin bar would have got a lot of people. So it's looking like we're getting new day opening gap fill. Look, we're literally like at 50% of that. Do we get the entire fill? Seem as though we're building up some if I drop to the lower time frame for you, like the 1 minute, it's looking like we're building some level of support here. If you look at NQ, I think NQ filled the gap already. Oh yeah, NQ absolutely did. Look at that. NQ filled the gap already. Not so much ES. ES is lagging a little bit. So that means it's still some downward pressure to go on ES. So let's see if the dollar did exactly what we said it was going to do. You see the dollar showing itself strong, coming to get ready to sweep previous day high, previous week high. I think it's starting to get some expansion past this level and get that sweep. Once it get that sweep, guys, we could start looking for this to happen here. Boom, it start pulling back like that. Once it start pulling back like this, that's when we're able to take our trade, and it'll start moving like that. We'll be doing the opposite because we're moving down like this already. We'll be looking to reverse and start going up. So right now, if you drop down to lower time frames like the 1 minute, we're just stuck into consolidation right here. And one thing that we said, we do not want to trade any 50% moves right here in our trading rules, right? Sorry. In our trading rules, what do we say? Avoid mid-range chop. Do not take trades in the middle 50% of any established range. Okay? So we don't want to do that. We know that there's more continuation to the downside here. So I mean, we just gotta be patient. Oh, I never switched the camera back. I am so sorry. We have to be patient. Patience here is everything. So the trade would have looked something like that. Boom. I still think there may be potential for room for it to go lower, because when you take a look at NQ, NQ is starting to reverse, but it took out new day opening gap. So longs may look better on NQ. I think this starts to pick up momentum and some steam. Did y'all see the argument last night or yesterday between ICT and Patrick Whelan? Patrick Whelan is such a racist, man. He told ICT that a lot of his traders that follow him are broke Africans. Like, what the fuck was that all about? And if you're anybody who follow Patrick Whelan, screw you. You need to unfollow him. Well, unfollow him first. If you don't unfollow him, then screw you. Because if you follow a person like Patrick Whelan, then I really had nothing to say to you after him being disrespectful towards my race of people, which there was no reason for that whatsoever. Like, I was on his Twitter account yesterday, and he was literally like trying to prove a point that did not need to be proven. Let's see if I could pull up some of his crap and show it to you all. Patrick Whelan. Let's see if he's live right now. Oh no, he's not live anymore. But he's such a dish bag, man. Hold on, let me see. So he said, I never knew Africa was a race. I apologize to the Africa race for saying that African countries have the lowest education level in the world, and ICT is targeting them pretending to be a good day trader. Forex firms scams in Africa run rampant, and ICT gives these Forex traders hope that they can trade his concepts to make money when even he can't trade these concepts. So then he put up the post like, here, you can see it right here. And he tried to back it up with some type of facts, but just downright disrespectful, man. So now he's saying ICT is preying on the uneducated black people now that's in Africa. Like, what the fuck is that all about? Like, what? Tell him to show statistics as it pertains to uh Africa scams when it comes to Forex trading. Where? Just show us that. But as we all know, we're not going to get that. So it's just wishful thinking at that point. But the disrespect is wild. All right, guys, we're still moving lower on ES. There's that looking like we're catching that bullish momentum of the dollar. There it goes. So as the dollar gets ready to continue to push higher, and fills this gap, ES is going to break down, fill its gap. And guys, we probably won't be getting a trade until probably like around 11 o'clock, because these moves are happening quite slow on today. Around 11:30. We're just gonna have to be patient. I'm just ready for it to go ahead and take this gap already. MQ seems to be moving a whole lot faster. The thing is it's coming to take out previous day low. Wow. At some point, we might be able to, because of the lag of what we have in ES, if NQ is coming to take out previous day low, And we're here with it. Guys, this is what I'm thinking. And we would have to think very fast on this, right? I dropped down to 5-minute time frame. It'll be a quick one though. Right? Stop right here at 74.76. Put our stop right here above these relative equal highs. And we look for short to previous day low. Would that be us FOMOing? Could that be us FOMOing into the trade? Or could that be a strong possibility? What do you think? Would that be us FOMOing? Our stop resting right above this high and we take shorts to previous day low? Wow, look at there. Y'all, we could have had a trade here. Oh, hold on, my bad. Damn. Look, we could have had a trade here. This is what I was talking about. I'm sorry I had the camera on me the whole time. I did not know. But putting our stop, resting above these relative equal highs, and we short to previous day low, just like on M&Q. Look, M&Q just got the sweep of previous day low and looking to reverse. ES is just lagging this morning. We don't need it lagging. Man, that's something like a, look at that, all that rejection. Rejection. Breaks all the way down. Coming here. It's tough to sit through this. I know it is.
Order filled.
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting a call coming through. All right, so we're trading down into new day opening gap. I'm wondering, do we continue lower to take our previous day low, previous week low on this overall play before we decide to reverse and move up? Because if we're taking a look at NQ has already turned bearish. It has already turned bearish. So it is already turning bearish. You see that it swept previous day low. So we Yo, my bad. My bad, y'all. I'm checking something real quick. Like, come here, come on, come on. Oh, come here. Oh, hold on. Hey, come here. All right, so we see NQ traded below the sweep of previous day low. We see ES now broke new day opening gap, and we're trading below previous day low. I will tell y'all this. I semi-slick believe that we're going to previous week low. I just believe it. For this day to give us just look, this is what we got. And I felt as though the setup was coming. But look, we got accumulation here and just distribution. The manipulation should have happened and taken place like this. Like manipulation sweeping here previous day and then continuation higher. But what we got was the accumulation and just straight distribution to the downside. What could have gave off that indicator when we was doing our pre-market analysis this morning was me checking on gold. When I checked on gold, I saw gold touching into previous new day opening gap, and I also saw silver trading through new day opening gap. Look at silver. When I saw this, I should have known automatically that, hey, this may be the move and the possibility for today. Let's see if we got that expansion of what we was looking for with the dollar as of yet. And look at that expansion move. Look at this expansion move towards the dollar. So as this continues to push higher, that means that we're going to still be lower on indices. We're still going to be lower on indices. So the dollar is strong right now, and indices are very weak. See, ES just now turned bearish, and Q just had been turned bearish. So we know what we're dealing with within the market from a macro standpoint, right? And within our initial bias for today. We kind of have that understanding. So we still know there's more room to the downside. ES. I just want to see us just get more displacement towards previous day low, sweep there, previous week low, we get a sweep there, and this entire distribution move would be over and done with. It's 10:33. So the day is not over with as of yet, right? We still got about 30 minutes within our time frame of us trading. Oh yeah, guys, I gotta show y'all this. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to see if if my if my thoughts would have played themselves out as to what I wanted to see within the moment. And I'm just going to show it to you all. All I did was take one, and I took the trade here. So you do see where I did take the trade, and I was just like, hey, I don't know if this is going to work, but if it do work, right, then we have an opportunity to make some money. So I did hop into the trade. I'm sorry, I did hop into the trade, but I did it without risking anything at all. Like, I literally was like, you know what? Let's see if we could do a couple of $100 on this if this tends to play itself out the way that I see it. And that's coming to take out previous day low, looking to be able to come and take out previous week low too as well throughout the entire day. If I can, not the entire day, but throughout the day, if we could hold this to see, you know, if that's a strong possibility, then hey, we could do that. But that was just something that I had placed within my mind just as we were taking out new day opening gap. I was like, man, since we're getting ready to fill this gap, we might as well eat just a little bit on some of these shorts, right? We can place a little stop right there so we can lock in these profits. And I just want to keep this running. You know, I don't want to touch it. I just want to keep it running, lock in some profits, because for what we wanted on today, we wanted the accumulation, manipulation with distribution. Guys, we got accumulation and straight distribution. Literally. Accumulation to straight distribution. Now we just got our sweep of previous day low. Let's go and look at the dollar to see if the dollar even reached where it was supposed to. If the dollar reached where it was supposed to, we'll close out of the trade. If we got the expansion move higher. We did not expand higher as of yet. We do know that this is in play. I know that this move is in play. ES probably starting to reverse a little bit. I'm thinking about moving my stop and just letting this bad boy just, hey, either we break even on this to get nothing and ride it to previous week low. See if we could bully this and push past this. We start bullying this and pushing past this, then we know our initial target is previous week low. Guys, it is 10:40. 10:40, and we did enter into these shorts. Obviously, we had no initial risk on today, but this is on our funded though, so to put a couple of hundred in our funded is cool. Look at that move. That is what I'm talking about. I said we wanted to bully past this. We did bully past this, and we're headed to previous week low. That means that if I go to the dollar and we look at the dollar, man, we should see some expansion up to that previous week high on the dollar. That's what we want to see. Look at that. Now it's starting to reverse. Let's see if we could get that continuation happening there. If not, if we start trading down, then I'm literally going to close my position. We need to see an expansion move higher past this level here. And as you can see, this is a buy zone here on the dollar because buyers were able to step up. Look at that. Look at that gap pushing up. This is a buy zone. We come right back and touch into this zone again. I look for price to just start expanding a little bit higher there. So we'll come back to check on this. We're gonna get a trade, some room to breathe. But I see previous week low being that destination and that target. Okay, so price is moving back up a little bit. There we go. Let's see if we can continue to push down the previous week low. Once we take out previous week low, I'm going to start looking for reversals here, because then at this point, I believe that the trade will be complete. And maybe we move into consolidation. What we did not want to do is get ourselves caught in any type of consolidation whatsoever. And I'm happy that that did not happen. So, but once we take our previous week low, I'm looking for reversals. To prematurely not get wicked out, y'all, we would literally have to rest right above here. To prematurely not get wicked out. If we start showing a little bit of bullishness breaking above this level here, then I'll look to close my position. But in order for us to turn bullish, we would have to have displacement above this this here, where my stop is. We would have to have strong displacement here in order to be able to see reversal happening. I'm just not so sure of it yet. And I still just think that we're going to previous week low. I don't know. That's just me. NQ is still bearish, but it's now reversing. I'm gonna close my
Order filled.
All right, we're getting strong bullish candle here. Let's see if we could get candle closure above this key level here. That'll be a shift in market structure.
Order filled.
Okay. Guys, we are into how do I want to do this? Being within this, okay. There's some key areas where we would have to be very, very solid and strong in this. Key areas where we would have to be strong and solid in this. I'm just still sitting on previous week high for some reason, man. I'm just still sitting there. But maybe we don't get it because we swept previous day low, you know? So here's that shift in market structure where we was talking about. No candle closure above this level.
Order filled.
I want to see candle closure above this level here. Oh, are you serious? Really?
Order filled.
All right, you won't get me again. You won't get me again. So let's go ahead and place our stop. So we're going to increase this stop right to right here where previous day low is. And I'm going to hold that there. This is what I'm looking for here. We take this back to midnight open. It's 10:53. The likelihood with previous week low still sitting here, that's going to be tough. I think this is like a trap. I swear this feels like a trap. Look, I'm going to show y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think this feels like a trap. We got to start closing candles above this level here for me to even feel that we're bullish. But look at where sellers are though. Like our first initial TP is 74.67. 74.60 is going to be something that we really got to pay attention to on taking some off of our plate. So we have to be ready for that. That's something that we got to keep our eye on. So chat, breakfast is in. Look at what we have. Breakfast is in. We have country fried steak biscuits with egg and cheese, hash browns with jelly. Let's start with prayer. God, we thank you for this food we're about to receive. Let it be a nourishment to our body. Bless the hands that prepared it. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. Back to the tree. I'm not going to do ASMR where I'm like, I'm not going to do that. That's totally disrespectful. I'm thinking 74, like 66 may be where I scale out, start scaling out. And we got some good juice here. Shout out to the beautiful kids being able to bring me breakfast this morning. They are highly appreciated. So I'm hoping that we continue to get a push to the upside here. Remember, we're looking at 74.66 as that level where sellers are in very heavy. I love that expansion move. 74.71, guys, is a level of where I'm looking to kind of like stay away from. Because at 74.71, we will be taking it back to volume weighted average price. So if we're taking it there to volume weighted average price, we can use that as our TP area. Let's hope that price, continues to push itself forward here with this bullish momentum of what we have. Look, oh, here's something that I want to teach you all. Let's close this and look at V-shaped recovery. V-shaped recovery. V-shaped reversal patterns. Being able to understand V-shaped reversal patterns, look at what we're in. We're in somewhat of a V-shaped reversal pattern, right? Understand there will be a little slight pullback, but don't close out your position. We're getting held up here, like heavy resistance here. Let's try this one more time. All right, here's our break slightly above that. Let's see if we can continue to get an expansion past this level here. Beautiful expansion past this level. Like we said, we're looking to go to volume weighted average price. We want to see 74.71.91. 74.70, 74.71.91.
Order filled.
right, chat. I'm continuing to hold my position.
Stop filled. All right, guys, we're gonna be cautious here and just wait until previous week low possibly gets swept and come back on PM session. So we will see how the rest of today plays itself out, and I'll see you all on PM session. So in this trade right here, we did about $569 on this trade, and we made about 100 and some odd dollars on the short. So let's just see. But those of you who were rocking with me, I appreciate you all, man. Thank you for rocking with me. Y'all know exactly how we get down. And I'm mostly focused on how the rest of this day plays itself out because we are very bearish this morning. So once we get a solid idea as to how that is going to play itself out, then we'll go from there. So just gonna be patient to see how this goes. And again, remember to stay safe, trade safe. I think that previous week low is getting ready to come.